What if I told you that one of the hottest Snoopy-inspired watches you can buy costs about $100? No, it isn't made by Omega. It doesn't have NASA history behind it. And Snoopy isn't doing backflips on the caseback. But after wearing the Pagani design PD-1701 in this blue Panda colorway, I started asking myself a dangerous question. Do you really need to spend thousands of dollars to enjoy the look and spirit of the legendary Silver Snoopy Speedmaster? Today we're looking at one of Pagani Design's most popular chronographs, but not just any PD-1701. This is the blue Panda version, and unlike the standard black model that's generally considered a moonwatch homage, this one is clearly inspired by the Omega Speedmaster Silver Snoopy Award. From the crisp white dial and rich blue bezel to the matching blue subdials, the inspiration is obvious. And honestly, I think that's what makes this version so much more interesting. That actually brings me to something I've always found fascinating. When it comes to watches, somehow Snoopy has become one of the biggest celebrities in the hobby. Collectors absolutely love him. Every time Omega releases a Snoopy Speedmaster, demand goes through the roof, waiting lists get longer, and prices become harder to justify. Personally though, I've never been the biggest Snoopy fan. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand the appeal, but I've always been more of a Charlie Brown guy. In fact, I'm actually building a custom Charlie Brown themed watch, and I'm really excited about it. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, keep an eye on the channel, because I'll definitely share that project once it's finished. Now, whether you're a Snoopy fan or not, I honestly think this is one of the nicest looking PD-1701s Pagani has ever released. In fact, and this might be controversial, I actually prefer it over the regular black version. The bright white dial, deep blue bezel, matching blue subdials, and applied blue markers give it a personality of its own instead of feeling like it's trying too hard to copy the original. If the classic moonwatch wears a tuxedo, this one showed up wearing linen, sunglasses, and ordered an iced coffee. Every time I looked down at my wrist, it simply made me smile. And that's one of the biggest compliments I can give any watch. The proportions are another reason why this watch has become such a favorite among collectors on a budget. It measures 40 millimeters across with a 20 millimeter lug width, and on my 6.5-inch wrist, it feels almost perfect. Yes, it's thicker than the Omega Speedmaster, but thanks to the curved lugs, it hugs the wrist nicely and never feels awkward. It has enough wrist presence to remind you you're wearing a chronograph without feeling like you've strapped a hockey puck to your arm. And unlike my waistline over the years, this watch carries its thickness surprisingly well. The finishing is another pleasant surprise. No, this isn't Grand Seiko level polishing, and nobody expects it to be at this price. But the combination of brushed surfaces and polished accents gives the case a much more premium appearance than you'd expect. From a normal viewing distance, this doesn't look like a $100 watch. In fact, I'd bet most non-watch people would guess it costs several times more. But the real surprise isn't the finishing. It's what Pagani decided to put inside. Instead of squeezing in a cheap automatic movement just so they could advertise automatic on the dial, Pagani chose the Seiko VK63 meca-quartz movement, and honestly, I think they made the smarter decision. If you've watched my channel for a while, you already know I'm a huge fan of these movements. You get quartz accuracy, so you don't have to reset the time every few days, but when you activate the chronograph, the center second's hand sweeps smoothly instead of ticking once every second. Even better is the reset. Press the lower pusher, and the hands snap back instantly with that crisp mechanical action that's surprisingly addictive. I'll admit something slightly embarrassing. Sometimes I start the chronograph for absolutely no reason other than watching it reset. I'm not timing races. I'm not timing laps. I'm timing how long my coffee takes to brew. Somehow, that's enough entertainment for me. Now let's talk about what I think is the best part of the entire watch, the dial. The contrast between the white dial and those vivid blue sub-dials makes everything incredibly easy to read. The applied indices give the watch more depth than you'd expect at this price, while the blue hands tie the entire design together beautifully. Even the blue tachymeter bezel feels perfectly matched, instead of looking like an afterthought. Speaking of the tachymeter, let's be honest, most of us aren't calculating average speed anymore. The only speed I'm measuring these days is how quickly my Wi-Fi slows down when everyone in the house decides to stream at the same time. Still, it completes that classic racing chronograph aesthetic perfectly. One thing that's almost unbelievable at this price is the specification sheet. Sapphire crystal, a Seiko VK63 meca-quartz movement, a 316L stainless steel case, 100 meters of water resistance. 10 years ago, finding just sapphire crystal on a watch under $100 would have been impressive. Pagani somehow managed to tick almost every enthusiast's wish list, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons this watch continues to sell so well. Of course, no watch is perfect, especially one that often sells for around $100. If there's one place where the budget starts to show, it's the bracelet. It's solid enough, comfortable enough, and perfectly usable. But compared to the excellent case and dial, it doesn't quite feel as refined. The clasp gets the job done, but this is clearly where Pagani decided to save a little money. Then again, complaining about the bracelet on a watch this affordable feels a bit like buying instant noodles and asking why they didn't include Wagyu beef. The lume is another compromise. It starts off reasonably bright, but fades faster than my motivation to go to the gym after buying another watch. If you're expecting Seiko diver level lume, you'll probably be disappointed. But honestly, I don't think anyone is buying the PD-1701 because they need to read the time in complete darkness. After wearing this watch for several days, something interesting happened. I kept reaching for it. Not because it carries a prestigious logo, not because it costs a fortune. I reached for it because it was simply enjoyable. The blue and white color combination works with almost everything in my wardrobe, from jeans and a t-shirt to a casual button-down shirt. It's comfortable, versatile, and never feels out of place. Sometimes the watches we wear the most aren't the most expensive ones. They're the ones that quietly fit into everyday life without demanding attention. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, this is obviously inspired by the Omega Speedmaster Silver Snoopy Award. There's no point pretending otherwise. Whether that bothers you is entirely a personal decision. But here's how I see it. Nobody is buying this because they think it's going to replace a Silver Snoopy Award. That watch has earned its legendary status, and for many collectors, it's become financially out of reach. What the PD-1701 offers is something different. It captures some of that fun, playful spirit and iconic blue and white aesthetic for around $100. If you're after the experience rather than the prestige, that's a pretty compelling proposition. At the end of the day, I think that's why the Pagani design PD-1701 continues to be one of the most recommended affordable chronographs on the market. It reminds us that this hobby doesn't have to be expensive to be enjoyable. This blue Panda version looks fantastic, wears comfortably, has a reliable movement, excellent specifications, and enough personality to put a smile on my face every time I wear it. Sure, it has compromises, but considering what you're paying, they're surprisingly easy to forgive. So here's my question for you. If money were no object, would you still choose the Omega Silver Snoopy Speedmaster? Or does the Pagani design PD-1701 get close enough to scratch that itch for a fraction of the price? Let me know down in the comments because I have a feeling this one is going to spark some interesting conversations. If you enjoyed this review, I'd really appreciate a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you join us as we continue exploring everything from affordable hidden gems to luxury icons. And don't forget to keep an eye out for that Charlie Brown watch project. I think it's going to be a fun one. Until next time, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.